everybody for tuning in. Hopefully, this test run will go smoothly. I don't know for sure if everything is connected properly, but I just want to be able to reach out to you guys and see whether or not I'm doing it the right way. As far as the deal here, it looks like it is connecting on my Facebook panel as well as the quote-unquote YouTubes of the world. Shout out to you, Ninja, for joining in. It's always a plus. As you guys can see, I'm probably at 140p, not 1080p, not even 4K cam. Don't have my lights set up. This is the actual laptop that I'm shooting from camera, so I just want to be able to know that at least you guys can still hear me, because I got some exciting news. We'll be going out live to the we're going to be live broadcasting at an actual restaurant, and I should have got the name of the restaurant before I started. Yeah, it's about 480p, man. It's grainy film, it's grainy camera, but you know, at least you guys can hear me, right? Let me know if you can hear me well, and we'll work out the camera on the back end. Shout out to Jamal Anderson, Live Light 95. You on the Facebook panel, the Elite panel, as well as the Eric. Thank you for tuning in too as well. Keith Woody, Warren Duncan, and Teagle. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is College Game Day. If you don't know what College Game Day is, just turn on the TV and look. Just whatever football that you see, that can be the next player that plays on your particular football team. College Game Day is always one of the special days out of the week, especially as it relates to like football scouting and stuff like that. So they got Alabama coming around, they got Notre Dame, they got a whole bunch of things going around. Just a great box here. So you guys not able to see me at all, or let me see what we got. Appreciate you, man. I need every feedback that I can get right now. I sound good. That's good. That's good, Ninja Nuts, man. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Joseph McCrae, thank you for tuning in too as well. Let me see what happened when I do this. I'm going to put down this right here. Salute. I got to capitalize it. Salute. See if you guys are able to see that. Bam. All right, so I wish that my software can pick up the Facebook panel, but unfortunately the Facebook panel, I'm still not able to pick that up. But look for the next, I would say the next 4 games, the Carolina Panthers game, the who we played in the Giants game, the Seattle Seahawks game, and I think we play the Detroit Lions game. We'll be live at this particular restaurant. I forgot the name of the restaurant. I apologize. But I will do a video to promote that restaurant, and we'll be live there where you guys can interact with us when we go live. And I needed some type of setup so that I can do that. So I normally be in the studio, but I got this laptop now that I'm able to do this here. Ninja Nuts, roster, fat finger, I guess. I mean, roster talk, the 53-man breakdown should be coming out today. We would do the final cuts today sometime. I think they got to have it in by 3 o'clock today or 12 o'clock noon. I don't know the rulings of that, but hopefully, and I mean hopefully, that we don't see a number 79 on our team, Chaz Green. I'm not the guy that always root for somebody to be cut, but I think that his performance, his play out there in field hurt us in so many ways that we couldn't really do an evaluation of the quote-unquote quarterbacks, the backup quarterbacks like the Cooper Rush and the Mike Whites. We don't know what we got now. And far as the continuity and rapport with this offense collectively, it's just a shot in the dark, because we really don't know what this team is going to look like come week 1. We do know from last year, the first 8 games when everybody was there, like the Ezekiel Elliott's of the world and the quarterback Dak Prescott, you know, Jason Witt, and then number 88, Dez Bryant. Of course, we had a notion of what the team would look like. week 1, we played against the Giants, and then we played against Denver. We was hit in the mouth because we thought that we beat a team that was coming on the uprise. Remember 2016, the Giants was 11-5. When we ultimately beat the Giants, we thought that, okay, we was going into the right path. But even at that game, we looked kind of, not all together. So hopefully our offense come week 1, we can see some type of poise, continuity with the wide receivers, and see something with Ezekiel Elliott. From my knowledge, just from my knowledge alone, when you're talking about running back play, and they didn't play none of the preseason games, normally it takes about 2 to 3 weeks. So that's always something that we have to think back in the crevices of our mind. Will this team just looks together, or will the defense hold it down? Put that down in the chat box, guys. If you guys feel deep down in your heart that this defense can hold it together for the first 3 weeks, and then around week 4, week 5, we can at least see something going. Eric, thank you for tuning in. Larry Cheville, thank you for tuning in to the nation. Who we have here? Stick Mitchell, LSU all day, right? We better see what LSU going to do on the Facebook panel. And Jermaine Underwood, Ohio. Is it the Ohio State Buckeyes? You know what I mean? All right. Back over here to the Facebook, the YouTube chat box elites over here too as well. Mike, what's going on? If Zeke ain't doing that good, Rod Smith looked pretty good. I agree. Rod Smith looked adequate. That's how I'm going to put that. Rod Smith looked adequate. The only reservation that I have with Rod Smith is his vision. Sometimes he'll run right into the back of his own offensive lineman, and sometimes instead of getting out of the way of the opposition, he'll run dead smack into the opposition at high pad levels. I really want him to lower his pad levels when he's out there in the open field, get elusive, get a little bit more skinny when he's going through his breaks, especially in between tackles, and utilize his frame a little bit more. But everything that you want out of a backup running back is what ultimately what number 45 is. Great, decent backup running back. Any news on Belly Irvin? This is from Strickland. The news that I have on Belly Irvin is that we'll wait to see him for week 5, and hopefully he won't have a belly at that point. I would say personally, he may not be ready to see the explosiveness, to see what you really want out of Belly Irvin, David Irvin. I call him David Irvin, Belly Irvin. You may have to wait to week 6 or week 7, believe it or not. And it is what it is. Chaz Green has just been released. This is from media. Yeah. It's the news already out of who all been traded and released. Backup quarterbacks is something that we really need to take a look at too as well. But thank you for that information, media. I think that's how you say your last name. Dennis Smith, hey, shout out to you, Dennis Smith. Thank you for tuning in. I need to see breaking news today involve Dallas getting a safety position. I say with this breaking news with the safety that I think this is just my prediction on this with Earl Thomas. I think that Earl Thomas eventually will get to this team, but I don't think that the Seattle Seahawks will try to remove him before, because they don't want to strengthen the Cowboys before they play the Cowboys. So look for Earl Thomas around week 4, week 5 or something like that. There's going to be a trade or something like that down the line for a 3rd or 4th round draft pick after after the Seattle Seahawks play the Cowboys, because they don't want to strengthen the Cowboys before they play them. That don't make sense to them, Green got cut, so did Cam Kelly. Oh man, did the actual thing come out already? I'm behind on the thing. Let me see roster cuts. I'm gonna pull it up, and I hope you're right, Matt, because normally you'd be right on the money. So put Dallas Cowboys roster cuts 2018. Let's see what they have. This stuff happened 5 hours ago, but now that's predictions. I need to go directly to the roster. Going to the Cowboys.com would help, right? Let me go to the Cowboys.com, Dallas. I thank y'all for tuning in to this test stream. It's always a pleasure. It's always a plus.com. And we will see whether or not who got cut, and I hope they post it on the website sometimes. Dallas Cowboys website, as of lately, been in between. They changed a lot of things around. Not trying to sell it or denigrate them, but the website been slacking a little bit. You know, somebody need to reach around to them and say, hey, you know, no, I don't have the official roster cuts, so anything from here on their website, unless their website is just that slow, you know what I mean? So, appreciate you guys for giving me that information. All right, who we have over here? Aaron Donald and Sue together is nasty. Yeah, but we had to see how that's going to all play out, you know. We can only speculate, but we will see how that all going to go out. Shout out to Darren with our first round Golden Boy. How's our first round Golden Boy doing? I don't know, man. we really don't know what LVE, what his ceiling is going to actually be, what his roof or what his flooring is, because we have yet to see anything. Ross Smith and Mac together is vicious. Raekwon Smith and Mac. Yeah, that is vicious. Who we have over here? Any news? All right, I read that one already. Okay, man, I think he's going anyway. It is what it is. Why is Green being given a shot at the left guard? His position at Florida. Why? Rick, I don't know, Rick, I don't know why. The defense just needs turnovers, and we can hold down. And the teams and the whole scheme is based off our team running the ball and the defense holding out. I mean, we can look at that aspect. What you're saying is that the team collectively is about holding down the running game. If we can run the game, there's time of possession, and then if you're leading time of possession, then you can control the clock, and that's less time that your defense out there. And if your defense can flip the field and have half of the field and do takeaways and turnovers, you guys know I love takeaways and turnovers. So if you can do that, yes, that could be a possible thing. Mike Marto said LVE might be a bust. LVE may be one of those guys that comes around next year. That's how I look at it. The U in the house, man. What's up, Law? He says, we said the same about Taco last year. Taco, his rookie year had, 3 sacks, 2.5 sacks? Did he? Then last year, wait a minute, it's going into his second year, right? So he had 2 or 3 sacks. I think Taco, as much as we had high expectations for Taco, that TJ Watts was just balling out of control, and we always going to compare TJ Watt to Taco. So, and then on top of that, the whole Reuben Foster situation, you know, the NFL not suspending him the way that they try to castrate Ezekiel Elliott is another thing, because remember, I was sitting there saying to myself, Reuben Foster on the board, we passed him up, and then we saw the off the field transactions, so all of the transgressions with Reuben Foster. I can't speak this morning. We saw all of the off the field situations with him, and we can only know that if Reuben Foster played for the Cowboys, he would not be playing. He would never see the light of day. I know that for sure. But neither here nor there. And then just think about this. Ezekiel Elliott never been arrested, right? Reuben Foster been arrested. Although quote unquote, with the guns and with the weed and with the allegedly beating up of his fiance or girlfriend, all that is swept under the rug. I think he only got 2 games suspension, something like that. So, but if we can close our eyes and imagine if we had a Reuben Foster on this team, can you imagine how this linebacking core would be just elevated to be even, just be crazy nasty? Now that we picked up a LVE with the 19th overall pick, we're always going to compare LVE to the DJ Moores of the world, the Kevin Ridleys of the world, and also the Landry kid that played, I think I forgot what team he was drafted to. But we have a ton of people now at that 19 slot, that was picked after that 19 slot that we're always going to compare LVE to and say, okay, we could have had this guy, or we could have pulled our resources together and moved up a draft pick and picked up a Derwin James. He was close enough on the board. And how horrible it was for us to win that last game against the Eagles, right? Because that kicked us so far behind on the 19th. I think if we'd have lost the last game against the Eagles during the 2017 year, maybe we could have been picking around 15, peak 16, something like that. Mo Claiborne was never on the field, and that's why we can call him a bust. Ninja Nuts, Mo Claiborne. Yeah, I mean, Mo Claiborne, my God. And then I'm not even going to go down the possibilities of who we could have drafted before Mo Claiborne. That was a nasty little draft too as well. So there's so many things, man. That we can go back and forth with. Law, in your video of Taco after 17, you impressed and said that he was held several times. This is from Rick. Yeah, Taco was held several times. If you go back and look at the Raiders game, you'll see that he was held several times. Hey, boo. You want some little camera love too as well? Yeah. Got my little daughter here. I don't know if you guys can see her, but her little head right here. I'm up in the opening. So, Rico. Not Rico. Oh, no, don't touch that. Don't touch that. What I was wanting to say about the Taco, he could have at least had 5 or 6 sacks. He was held several times, and then he got the quote unquote, hey, I'm not established yet to get these calls. I saw some blow to the head, like the actual. You see the dog? Yeah. Go to mama. Look at you running. So, man, with that being said, man, it was a lot of things that happened as far as being held. I think that even D-Law had more sacks than what was counted for. They could have had more sacks if they would have called holding on several plays. Here's Rick on the YouTube panel. I think Gathers takes Jarwin's spot because of OSU product is a tad clumsy running his routes. I thought Baldwin ran routes pretty well. It's just that Baldwin, when the lights were on, he didn't give us anything, right? He didn't give us something that we was like, okay, this is what we really want. Corey Coleman was just cut. He didn't make the Bills roster. Come on, Corey. Come on, Corey. Corey Coleman was cut. No Cowboys interested. No, I think that his size his size is so small. I don't think that they're going to roll that way. If anybody have Corey Coleman's measurables, let me know. Put that in the chat box. Let me go over here to the Facebook panel. The Facebook panel, who we got over here? Jamal Anderson. Jerry needs to go to Alberston and find a backup offensive lineman. Oh, man. They got Greg Little Jr. for Ole Miss left tackle. Ole Miss play today. Ohio State finna jump on right now. Dwayne Haskins Jr. It's gonna be nice today. Looking like Ohio State ready to get the thing going. Eric, what you saying? Corey Coleman would be a great grab. He was cut. What about Braxton Miller? I heard everybody was talking about him the other day. What about him? Just Jarwin caught the ball and disappeared. This is from Rick. Yeah. Hey, I wouldn't want Corey either. Are we that in love with Baylor products? Did Corey Coleman go to Baylor? Did we have KD Cannon? Don't we have Rico Gathers? Don't we have Terrence Williams? That Baylor product is something else, right? I know KD Cannon is going to be cut too as well. So why is Hearns automatically in? I haven't heard anything about him in camp. This is from Eric K. Hearns is automatic because this the move that they went out and got. I don't think that this team make their evaluations of that. I think that they bubble wrap Allen Hearns, so that's why we didn't see that much of Allen Hearns. They know his injuries, problems, and that's why you didn't see that much of Allen. So it's one of those things where it's just how it goes, man. As far as Cowboys, Allen Hearns, they bubble wrapped him, so that's why you haven't seen or heard of much of Allen because of that, because of those same purposes there. He's the only guy that ever had 1,000 yards on his season. That's from Ninja Nuts. Yeah, he's the only guy. The only guy. We don't need Braxton Miller or Corey Coleman. This is from Mike Marto. No, to me personally, we can roll with the guys that we have, and if somebody else come around, as far as like wide receiver, because it's going to be somebody. 1,184 guys cut today. We should take a look at them, especially if it's like a veteran of a receiver. I don't think Corey Coleman is that much of a veteran, and I don't think Miller is that much of a veteran as well. If we get somebody, let him be a young veteran. Thank you, Rick, for joining in. We need to get Witten back on the field. Pedro, I do understand the love for Witten. Oh, reliable. Cold jacket Witt. I don't think he's going to get back out there. I think he's trying to flex his sleeves over here with the ESPN. Phillips, what's going on, Travis? Well, we just released Green. Man, where are you guys getting this information from? Let me know what site I need to go on, because the DallasCowboys.com website is just very not the source of information at this point. Romo to Witten, R18. Yeah, Romo to Witten, R18. It would be nice, right? If they go into the same, CBS network or something like that. Like I said, guys, the camera quality is like 180p, 280p, maybe 420 or 480. But you guys can hear me, though. That's what I'm talking about. Use Bleacher Report or Blogging with the Boys. Let me go there. Let me go to Bleacher Report. Blogging with the Boys first, though. Blogging with the Boys. Thank you for that information. Let's see if they're up to date. I don't know what's going on. The Dallas Cowboys need to hire Blogging with the Boys as their source for information. Even though if they got this roster cut, roster information like up to par. Let's see. No, don't see that there. Just post a link for me if you can. That's in the description box on the matter, and I can probably find it that way, because I'm still even blogging with the boards. Laptop not giving me anything. Josh, what's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in. Imagine the night before the game, the announcer says Dez is back into Dallas. That would be crazy. Oh man, Dez should have went with the Ravens. I think that would have been a good look for him. I think that the Ravens offense would work with him. They worked with Stevie Smith Senior. They worked with him. They understand the temperament of Dez Bryant. I think that they were the first ones to reach out to him, and I think that the Ravens staff or the Ravens front office wanted to draft Dez in the beginning, from the beginning. So I think that would have been his best look. Not trying to count the man money, not trying to give Dez Bryant advice. But to me personally, Dez Bryant going into somebody's team right now and looking like, I don't know his workout regimens, but I do know that there's a major difference versus camp body, training camp, going through that, and then running out there. Because if we look back at Dez Bryant's career with the Dallas Cowboys, one can argue the fact that Dez Bryant, and I'm not trying to turn this into a Dez Bryant talk show, but Dez Bryant rarely stayed healthy himself. So that could have been issues that we can see down the line, that, the war of attrition always fought against Dez too as well. And for Dez to go to a team now, trying to pick up the offense, I don't care if you have Joe Montana, Tom Brady, mixed in with Troy Aikman and Roger Staubach. If you don't know the offensive, if you don't have that rapport with the offensive quarterback, the offensive line, the actual offensive scheme, then you're just not going to perform well. And people know that this is not Madden. John Madden football, you can just put them in any team you want and you can still be productive. But in real life, there's a thing called continuity and rapport. And I think that Dez Bryant would need time. And time is his enemy right now. So he should have taken the Ravens deal right now. He would have been so focused, ready to be for week 1. And it would just been a better look for him, but it is what it is. Khalil Mack is traded to the Bears. Get out of here. You guys are just hoodwinking me now, right? Tyrone Church. If Khalil Mack goes to the Bears, then I would say that John Gruden is the worst, and I'm talking about the worst guy to ever try to hold a clipboard to coach. Because if we look how he just destroyed that Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, and everybody going to say, they won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to tell you guys that Super Bowl was Tony Dungy's Super Bowl roster. And when John Gruden came there with all of his antics and all of his I think I'm no more than you football talk, he destroyed that team. And if you look back at the stats, if you look at the records and all this stuff, you'll see a decline when John Gruden went to that team, and the team was a dumpster fire from there. And that's why they look the way they look even to this day, because of the decisions that he made. It just trickled down, and they never got on their feet ever since then. But watch this. Everybody pumping up the Raiders right now. And I like the Raiders from the aspect of AFC team, the colors, the traditions. But John Gruden is horrible with personnel agreements and stuff like that. So it's crazy. The Mac thing is on TV. Let me just turn to NFL Network. That's what I can do. Turn to NFL Network. I try to watch the College Game Day. But they got Bears versus the Bills right now on NFL Network. I can read the little ticker that's on the bottom. Alshon Jefferson, I think he's on the PUP list. The Mac thing is on the TV stations already. Oh, wow. I just turned to NFL Network. They're going to, although they're showing the game, they're going to give me some type of insights. Adam Scheffler, yeah. I should be following that man's Twitter page, right? They give me all the updated information. All right, so we're going for like 30 minutes strong right now. Jamal Anderson, yes, he's headed to Chicago. Man, oh, wow. Winchester. What's up, Law? Man, shout out to you, man. Thank you for tuning in, too, as well. Jay, thank you for tuning in. He turned down the Browns offer as well, Jay. Yeah. They're showing this game. They're showing the Bills versus the Buffalo. Bills has the Bills versus Buffalo. Bears versus the Buffalo. And they still don't have it on the ticker. I don't know if this is a actual preseason live game or this is a replay. The score is 27-3. Man, can you imagine Khalil Mack on the Dallas Cowboys? That would be nice, huh? I wonder what they gave up to get him, you know. Go to NFL Network, see trades. There you go. I can go to NFLnetwork.com. I didn't think about that. Two first rounders. The last time we traded 2 first rounders, I think it was for who's that guy? No, for Joey Galloway, but it was also for the wide receiver from the Lions. I think we gave up 2 first round draft picks for him. Forgot that man's name. Williams, something like that. What was it? Roy Williams. Horrible. Jerry Jones know it. Jerry Jones snake bitten. That's why he's so scared to do anything as far as trade. All right, so yeah, I'm on NFL.com. Let me see. I rarely go to them. Okay, so it says Bears expected to trade for Khalil Mack, and it went away. Let me see. If I was downstairs in the studio, I have all this stuff locked, loaded, ready to go. Let's see where I can go. Come on. Where can I go to find updates? Bills release. I see the little news ticker on the right side. It says Bills release Brown, of course. NFL reacts to Mack being traded. No effing way. Donald signs a $135 million extension. My God, they gave Aaron Donald quarterback money. What a big, huge, I'm going to say this, mistake. You don't pay that guy that much money. I don't care what type of level of production he brings. But we'll see how that's going to fold out, man. $135 million? Man, come on now. That's a lot of money. Think about how this thing is going to trickle down. When it's time to pay your quarterback, when it's time to sign other defensive players, it's going to trickle down to the fact that you put in all your resources, all your eggs in one basket. Now, I must say, they do have a window. They actually, when you pay that much money to a defensive guy or on anybody, one side of the field. That's why I'm telling you guys right now that Aaron Rodgers, even his deal is looking sweet right now. But there have yet to be a quarterback to win a Super Bowl with $100+ million contract. Outside of maybe, let me think about this. There has yet to be a quarterback to win a Super Bowl with over $120 million contract. There's have yet to be. It's always something. Now, even with Tom Brady, he already had a worked out deal. That's the only way he was able to still accumulate players and put pieces around him. Because I'm going to tell you guys right now that watch down the line, it may be 20 years from now, maybe 10 to 15 years from now, there's going to be like a special report that was saying that the New England Patriots were paying Tom Brady under the bus. We already knew that he was the only guy that had his own apparel inside of the stadium and selling that stuff inside the stadium, which was illegal. It was like TB12 t-shirts, which was illegal, and the NFL never came down and cracked down on them. They just politely slide that information out and said, okay, we was caught. We just going to move that material out of the stadium, what have you. But neither here nor there. When you put all your resources like that on one player, this thing called salary cap, the league is designed that the well-balanced team, the team that you sprinkle money throughout the entire team, have a better chance. Think about this. When Romo got paid his big contract, when Romo got all that money, the problem was, of course, we had horrible GMs at the time. Well, Jerry Jones, the GM. There were still really no resources that you could pull to help out the defense. At that time, there was really no resources that you could help out the actual offensive line. So Romo had all this money, and we really had nowhere else to to put money at. So it's a trickle-down effect, whereas when you put that money all on one side of the field, you don't have other money to help you out elsewhere. Andrew Luck robbed the Colts. Laugh out loud. It is sounding off the channel. Let's see. Let's go here. I don't know. Yeah, I hear left side only. You talking about on the studio? Let me see if I can fix that. Let me see. Appreciate it. I forgot to do that. So, yeah, you may hear mono audio. And let's see if I can filter. Thank y'all, man, for tuning in. It's always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Where I go to properties, I go no, cancel. All right. Mic. There we go. All right, so with that being said, this whole entire stream, I really appreciate you all for being into the mix, giving me your insights, giving me your thoughts on things. It's always a pleasure for you guys helping me out, especially doing this test upload. I got 1,001 things to do today. As you guys know, it's a wonderful, beautiful Saturday. You always want to hang around family and let them know that you always want to appreciate family, right? And let them know of how much you care about them. So you always want to be able to do those type of things and hang around and go around and put out the honey-do list and things like that. Thank you from the UK, Matthew. I didn't know that. What about wide receiver Coleman? He was released. Coming in on the back end, you can feel free to rewind. We talked about Coleman already. We talked about his what we expect of Coleman. Let me know if you guys can hear from both. If you got headphone sets on right now, let me know if you are able to hear from both left and right speaker. Just let me know. Just give me a thumb up if you got headphone sets on. Let me know if you're able to hear from left and right. Hey, Laura, you going to stream again later today and discuss the final roster? Yes, Alex T, I will stream later on today. It will be in the studios, and we can go over, the roster. It may be a very late sound. It may be. Thank you, DT. Good sound. Yeah, thank you. So it may be a very late stream. It's going to be probably around 9, 10 o'clock, 11, 12, one of those things. Yes, Rick. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, everybody. Let me give a quick shout out to those that's in the Facebook sides of things. I really appreciate all of you guys for commenting, sharing this information. Michael, Jay, Riss, Jay Hart, Jamal Anderson, not the Dirty Bird Jamal Anderson, but the Live Like 95 Jamal Anderson. Mike, Travis, Keith, Woody, thank you guys for tuning in, for being a part of the this test stream today. And also Brian, Dan, Reyes, Underwood, Sean Moore, Eric, Brian Crocker, Darren Drummond, Mark, and Kerry Teagle. Mr. Watts, thank you for tuning in too as well. Zach, not Dak, but Zach Williams, Adam, and those who are all this in the chat box. I really appreciate you all, especially you, Daniel. Thank you for tuning in too as well. And on the Facebook side, hey, thank you guys for being a part of this test stream. Lazy Dollars, thank you for tuning in too as well. Rick, you guys are always special, man, for tuning in on the chat box. King West 2323, Chaz Jewel, thank you for tuning in too as well. And Mechanic. That's all the time I have for right now. I will get you guys some more information, more thoughts about the Cowboys on this roster. Hopefully we can make some deals out there, pick up some guys that can be I hope we just don't sit on our tail. That's what I really want to say. I don't want us to just sit down and be like, okay, we're going to roll with our guys. No, and I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear, how you doing, guys? I don't want to hear that either today. I just want us to pick up some guys that's going to be able to make an impact on this team. There's ways, there's possibilities that we can have somebody out there to make these type of impact. Rico's getting cut there. This is from Matt S. No, we need to keep Rico, Suave. We need to keep him on this team. That's all the time I have for today. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace.